What's up, guys? What's up, fellow traders, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I just want to share with you weekly analysis of what I'm expecting on some various currency pair. So, sharing them with you. I shouldn't just have all the cake. It is a national cake, right? So we are bound to share them together. So just to share this idea with you, and also you cross check with your analysis if it resonates well together, then, or if you have any contrary opinion, it's all fine too. We are meant to see different things in the market. So I'm just going to be showing you my own views as to what I'm currently seeing on some of these pairs based on how I trade. So for you that might be seeing this for the very first time, you are coming across this for the very first time, you may want to subscribe to this channel for you to not miss out on content like this. I will be dropping content like this at some intervals as when I'm spotting good opportunities in the market. I'm not just going to be coming here week in and week out to just share trade ideas. I will only come on here when I'm seeing something good, when I'm seeing something nice in the market. Based on how I trade, I'm a swing trader, so I love to exercise enough patience to wait for market to actually gel together before I take my decision. So when I'm looking at some currency pair, when I see that they are yet ripening up for us to take a trade entry, and then I'm going to come on here to come and share them with you. And also, if you don't want to miss out on any of these trade, you may want to join my Telegram channel where I drop my entry, my exit, managing the trade. You may want to join the Telegram channel. The description will be in this video below. All right, let's get started. I've already listed out about 7 currency pair that I'll have my eyes on in the coming weeks. Yes, today is Sunday and the market is going to open in about 2 hours time. Of course, thousands or millions of traders are already on their decks prepping the market as to what to expect in the new week. Let me also share my insights with you guys. And also, if you are yet to subscribe, please do that. I'm just giving you a little bit of seconds to just do that. Just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Let's grow together. All right, I have some pair that I've put on red list. We can see them right here, about 7 or 8 of them. So I'm going to be doing justice with them all. I won't start with this. I know a lot of people love the gold. I won't start with this. I'm going to start right here with EURUSD. My outlook on EURUSD, let me share them with you. On EURUSD, let me delete some of the things that I have on here because I want to be able to explain well to you guys. Okay, so on EURUSD, based on how I trade, I'm a swing trader. I love to see things on the higher time frame perspective. And if you are looking at this chart right on the 3-month chart, we can see that, of course, for a very long time we've been in a very long bearish trend. We've been in a long bearish trend, but at the moment price has come into a support level which price is finding difficult to break below. We break through it about 3 years ago. This is July 2022, but price find its way back inside. And whenever we are bouncing off from a support level, where price is actually going next is that it want to target the next resistant level, which some other concept might call a supply level. So we have a lot of demand holding EURUSD at this point, and which look very much that we are approaching this next resistance of 1. Okay, I think there's a round figure right there, 1.2400. We are looking to approach that level. So having gathered this on the 3-month chart, we already know where this market is heading to. Then we want to narrow it down to see how we can pick opportunity from where price is currently up to this point. So let's go down to the 3-month charts. On the 3-month chart, we have price that have cleared a minor resistance. Price cleared this resistance. This resistance, when price pull up back into this demand level, price has been having a very strong difficulties to break above this level. We can see how this level hold price significantly. Then price further crashed down. However, that demand level still holds very much, and we can see how the bulls are already showing up in the market, and eventually we clear this level. One thing about a demand and supply level, or support and resistance level, is that once a particular level is cleared, then we are approaching the next one. So I can tell you that once this level is cleared, the next level we are approaching is this major one that we have. But before we get here, we also need to put into consideration some minor zone that may hinder price before getting to this point. And also, this video might be a little bit lengthy because I'm doing justice to a lot of people, but I'll make sure to shorten them, not to get bored. You understand? So we have this break, and then this shows that these levels have been taken out and we are approaching the next level. So then we go to the weekly chart to also see how price are reacting. This is what we call price action. We want to see how price is reacting, and we see that we can see a beautiful break, a retest on this level. Now we expect a continuation movement to the upside. And if you understand your concept of market structure very well, you know that we have already put in a low. This is another low. Of course, from this low we expect price to create what? A new high for us. We expect price to create a new high. So I'm expecting Euro USD from this point to still shoot to the upside. So how then are we going to position ourselves for possible trade entry? Let's go to the daily time frame, and on this daily time frame I can see chart pattern. For those of you that are familiarized with chart pattern, you will know the kind of chart patterns I'm seeing right here. I'm seeing inverse head and shoulder pattern, and a inverse head sorry inverse head and shoulder pattern. Well, what matters is not English. What matters is not English, but what we are trying to explain. Okay, that's just by the way. What I'm seeing here is inverse head and shoulder pattern, and this pattern, in this case that we have it, is showing me that this might be a bullish continuation movement, because this chart pattern signifies a buy trade. And how do you trade this pattern? If we understand this pattern very well, you already know what I'm doing right here. So price already break through this what we call neckline, and what I'm waiting for is to see reactions of price at this level, at this current level. So even if we look at the structure in the daily time frame, we can see price creating lows, highs, lows, highs, and this might be another possible low point for price to continue pushing higher. So my entry usually is on the 4-hour time frame. So how am I going to be entering this trade? Of course, I want to see price reacting here. I want to see candlestick reaction before I go long. Note, if there is no candlestick that will tell me to take a buy trade, then I'm still sitting on my hands. However, overall, I'm still very bullish on Euro USD. So that is just that on Euro USD. Let's move to another one, AUD USD. On AUD USD, I'm also seeing a bullish trend. I want to be very quick. I don't want this video to be too lengthy. So on AUD USD, the 3-month chart, we can see price holding up at this support level, and also we have broken above a minor resistance. This trend overall has been bearish, but this minor resistance have been breaking above, which shows that the momentums of the bulls are getting more intense in the market. Then on the monthly time frame, of course, what can we see? We can see price pushing up aggressively. Price is really pushing up aggressively, and then We are already building up a lot of information that the bulls are getting more active on AUDUSD. On the weekly chart, there's a little bit of range. And when the market is ranging, you want to chill. You don't want to force the market. So what I'm currently seeing on AUDUSD, the market is in a bit of range. On the daily time frame, we're already building up a chart pattern as well. I'm a chart pattern trader. That is what I trade. I trade price actions, chart patterns, trend lines, and the likes. So what I'm seeing here is it's called an ascending triangle pattern, which also signals a bullish continuation movement. I'm going to be interested in taking a buy when we break above these equal highs. When price break above these equal highs, then I can look for my possible buy entry above this point. You can see we still have a whole lot of space to the upside to cash on AUDUSD. So we just only need to exercise some patience. So that is my outlook on AUDUSD. I'm bullish on AUDUSD. NZDUSD, this is just like a twin brother of AUDUSD. Whatsoever that is happening on AUDUSD, of course, we should expect almost the same thing on NZDUSD. Why? You are still going to learn about that. So now we have this also holding up at a major support level, price clearing out a minor resistance that have been holding price, and this current candlestick, this is a 3-month chart. We still have about 22 days left. But if this candlestick, if you still have the bullish momentum coming in, this candlestick is likely to close as a morning star candlestick. And if you understand your candlestick properly well, you should know what a morning star candlestick is telling you. So on the weekly charts, we have price fully cleared this level. We did put in a doji about 2 weeks ago. This previous week with the bullish push up, then we have a little bit of pressure from the sellers, which they are putting it down. However, we've been able to clear out this level. This level has been cleared. We are going to see this very well on the weekly chart. You can see that this level has been cleared. We have a break, price pull down as if we want to continue going bearish, but the bulls are still very strong in this market. So what we are having here, also we are having almost the same pattern we are seeing on the AUDUSD, similar thing on NZDUSD. So we are putting in an ascending triangle. Same thing here. I'll be waiting to take a long opportunity when price can pull back up and clear this equal highs. So when we clear these equal highs, just wait for some little bit of retest. Then I'm going to take a buy trade on NZDUSD. So NZDUSD, I'm bullish. AUDUSD, I'm bullish. EURUSD, I am bullish. And also let's share USD CHF. Let me delete this. Okay, USD CHF, we've been in a very long bearish trend. We have the market breaking this major support level in the 3-month chart with a massive candlestick, even though the candlestick is yet to close, but we can see the kind of momentum it is bringing into this market. So if we narrow it down to the monthly chart, we will see that the previous month, the bulls tried to pull price back up. However, they could not hold enough water. We have the bears taking them back down. And if you understand your candlestick pattern as well, you understand what this candlestick is saying. So we have a break. In fact, we did put on a chart pattern here on the monthly chart, which is the double top pattern. We cleared the neckline. This is a retest on the monthly chart, and of course we expect this trend to continue going bearish. To the next major level. So USD CHF overall, what I'm currently seeing, all things being equal, I'm expecting USD CHF to still drop lower to 0.76690. So let's narrow down to the weekly charts. On the weekly chart, I can see price. Now we can beautifully see how price have retested this broken resistance. You can see this shooting star pattern. Then we have this bearish engulfing candlestick, signaling that now we have more sellers in the market. So how do we jump on this trade? Of course, we cannot trade from the hour time frame. We are only using this to build up bias as to what we are going to be doing in the lower time frame. So going down to the daily charts, I'm also seeing chart patterns. Chart patterns, I love chart patterns. I love chart patterns. I'm a chart patterns trader. So I'm always seeing a head and shoulder chart pattern. This is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder, and price is currently trading at the neckline. We have price currently trading at the neckline. How you want to trade it? We want to see price to break this point, retest, and then we look for continuation of sell trade. So you want to go to your lowest time frame to look at how candlestick are going to react in this level for you to take a bearish trend. So I'm still expecting a massive collapse on USD CHF. So let's move on to the next one, USD JPY. USD JPY, I took a trade on this pair last week, but I exited based on some things that I'm seeing in the market. I intended to hold this for a while, but because of the current reaction I'm seeing with prices, so I have to exit my trade. So then I'll position myself for another trade entry. So on the 3-month chart, we can see that this trend has been very, very bullish, but we come on into a major resistance that has been holding for far time since 1990. Yes, since 1990. Some level still holds the market. So you always want to look left. So looking left as far back as 1990, that is where price starts reacting from. And we have this massive bearish engulfing, back bullish, bearish. It has been a lot of fight between the buyers and the sellers on the USD JPY. So, but what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing more of the bears. Then narrowing down to the monthly charts, I can see that there is a little bit of change in market structure. Previously, we've been able to put in higher lows, higher highs. But when we come to this point, price fails to give us a continuation move to the upside. Price gave us a lower high, and now we come here to put on another equal lows. Are we going to rise up, or we are going to break below? And if you look very well on the monthly chart, of course, we are also seeing another chart pattern, which is the head and shoulder pattern. In case you don't understand all of this chart pattern that I'm saying, then you can reach out to me if you want to learn about all these patterns. Okay, so now on the weekly charts, I took a trade. I'll show you where I took a trade. So on the weekly chart here, I'm still expecting this market to still come lower properly to this zone. Because of this head and shoulder pattern I'm seeing, I'm expecting this market to break this neckline. This blue zone is a neckline on the monthly charts for the head and shoulder pattern. So I'm expecting price to still break below. I'm still bearish on this market. So we have this current structure showing that the market is still bearish. You can see we have lows, a lower high, a lower low, lower high. I'm still expecting the market to put in a lower low, which eventually we are going to break this major level here. So on the day chart, yes, I took a sell trade. Around this high. I took all this trade down to this point, but when I start seeing some kind of tug of war here, I have to exit my trade because I don't like that kind of reaction. And you see we are pulling back again. So this is also I'm still bearish here, but not so confident with my bearish bias because of what I'm seeing. Then I'm going to be more confident when I see price pull around this point, because this is still the last leg we have for the bearish market. So if price can come back here again, then of course confidently I'll be shorting this market to the downside. So EUSD JPY, I'm still bearish as well. And another thing that is adding to my bias for the bearish movement, I have a trend line. Like this. We did have the first, the second touch, and of course I'm expecting a third touch of this trend line. If price can come up here again, I'll be looking for possible short opportunity on USD back to this bottom. So USD I'm bearish here. Let me share with you GBPAUD. GBPAUD, a very quick one. GBPAUD has been bullish. Also, we come to a major resistance. Price rejected massively from that point. Then on the monthly charts, we are still seeing that the bulls are still very strong. You can see that we have a lot of bullish candlestick pushing upward. So then let's come to the weekly charts. And on the weekly chart, we can see that the bullish structure is still very much intact. It has not been breached. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. We still expect price to still continue pushing up. So that's why I'm still expecting a bullish continuation movement on GBPAUD. Then on the day charts, I'm also seeing a possible, this is yet to give me more conviction, but I'm seeing a possible inverse head and shoulder pattern, which is signaling to me that we might, of course, have a bullish continuation move. If you don't see this head and shoulder, let me show you. This is what I'm currently seeing right here. I'm seeing this, and this is how I'm expecting this to play out if all things being equal. So for me to take this trade, I can just put on a minor level at this left shoulder. And of course, if you like this point, this is like a double bottom, and this is the neckline, price breakthrough hit. And of course, if you want to trade this double bottom as well, you want to wait for price to come back to this neckline before you actually pull your trigger. So I'm expecting a bullish continuation movement on GBPAUD based on this pattern. But if for any reason we break below this level, I'm not taking this trade. So you want to make sure you watch out on this trade before you take your trading decision. A quick one, let's go to GBPAUD before we go to gold on the last one. GBPNZD, yeah, this one is not actually giving me the best opportunity, but I just have to share with you. Out of all these pairs I've been sharing so far, I'm not really so confident with this, but I'm still going to monitoring it as the market opens to see how the market is going to react. So this one here as well, you can see that price has beautifully cleared this level massively, and then the next obvious point we are going on this 3-month chart is this point. So this actually is going to take a very long while, so we just want to position ourselves for a trade entry. We might not ride up to this extent, we might exit somewhere in the middle, but at least just to extract some things from the market. So here GBPNZD, we can see that the bulls are very strong in this market. It has been higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows to the upside. So the bullish structure is still very much intact. And here you can see on the weekly chart as well, the weekly chart is strong. The weekly chart is very strong. You can see this trend line like this. If I can put this trend line, yes, you can see price come to touch this trend line for the 1 2 3 4 5 for the 5th time. So for the 5th times we are having a touch on this trend line. Are we going to have a bounce or we are going to have a break? So we need to monitor what is going to happen to price at this level. So let's look at the day charts. On the day charts, now one thing I want you to observe on this day chart is that we're already having weakening of candlestick, or you may call it exhaustion of candlestick. If you look at the how big the bearish candlestick are coming to this zone, but when it gets here we start to weakening. You can see we pull in a doji candlestick, another doji candlestick. That is telling us that the bears are getting exhausted. So if we can have a daily candle push up like a bullish engulfing candlestick, then we should expect that this market is ready to go up. So we want to monitor what is going to happen to GBPNZD around this point. So at this point, we want to pay attention. You just want to go to your lower time frame. For me, I take my trade on the 4-hour time frame. So if I want to take this trade, no, I wouldn't want to use this, just to wait and see what is going to happen around this point before I take my trade. Or perhaps I wait for these minor levels to be taken out. I think this will be better. I just wait for this minor level to be taken out for me to know that we've properly bounces off from this level before I take my trade on GBPNZD. Then I can target maybe this recent high. So this is a whole lot of pips to the upside, about 750 pips. And lastly, let's look at gold. I know you've been anticipating this. Let's look at gold. So on gold, we can see that for a very, very long time, gold has been pushing to the upside and people have been buying gold. Also, most of my trade on gold has been buy, because you just have to trade in directions of the trend. So we can see gold, gallantly breaking zones, breaking zones, breaking zones. So on the monthly chart, let's look at what we have. We have price, dancing around this point. So we can see this clearly on the weekly charts. So on the weekly chart, what we have currently here is a range, a choppy market at that. So we have to be very careful with our decision on gold. We have to be careful with our decision on gold. Yes, we've break this level. The next level, we come here. This is like the all-time high of gold. Now we came back to this point. We still expect that this trend being holding still to the bullish market, we still expect it to still hold and continue to push forward. So on the day chart, we want to be able to see what is really happening with this. So on the day chart, if you look at this structure very well, it might be a little bit confusing, but I'm also seeing a chart pattern. Not the best formation of this chart pattern, but that is what I can see on this chart. I'm seeing an inverse head and shoulder pattern. This kind of pattern that is building up is what people will want to call the Quasimodo pattern, but this to me is still the head and shoulder pattern. So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. Price comes to find some kind of resistance at this point. I'm expecting gold to pull back down to 3,280. If I can see any candlestick telling me that yes, I can take my trade, I'll be looking to take my buy opportunity on gold. On gold, I'm bullish. I'm bullish on gold. When price gets to this point, I'll be paying attention very closely for me to take a buy trade on gold. And if we did not have confirmation here, then if I'm going to be having any change in bias as to what we have been discussing so far, I'm going to share with my Telegram community. So if you want to know if there's going to be a change in bias as to what we have been saying so far, you may want to join the Telegram group. It's all for free, it's not paid. The signal I drop there is not paid, it's for free. I only share with you my chart insights, how I'm viewing the market based on how I trade. So that will be all for our markets insights for this week, and of course maybe the next week to come, because whenever I get my trade, I tend to hold them for a longer period of time. So if you like these sorts of content, you may want to like this video, share this video, and of course if you have anything you may want to ask, you can use the comment section, or you reach out to me via any of my socials on my bio. Thank you. I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.